Okay, hey guys, it's Victor, gimmeabreakman, and I'm using my new case, which allows space for the microphones. And I'm on my way to the hospital. I'm gonna be holding this on the way to the hospital, dangerously riding the motorcycle with one hand as I careen in and out of traffic. On the way to the hospital to see my wife. They have increased the drip on her medication. Well, let me explain how this is. They got something called Sokushinzai, which the first kanji I think means is it encourage? Yes, and the next one is forward, and the last one is medicine, I believe. But it's supposed to induce, from what I understand, it's supposed to induce pregnancy. And they started her on that actually 2 days ago in the morning. They gave her a shot of that. Well, they had it drip into her arm for an hour or so to see if and then they had a heart monitor on the baby, on her stomach, measuring the baby's heart rate to see, liquor store, to see how the baby could deal with it. And the baby was okay. So they took her off it for the day, gave her some more what's over there? Some more blood pressure, what is it? High blood pressure medicine to keep her blood pressure down because it's kind of crazy high. And then, look at that. I guess we could go, look at this guy. Whoa, quite flashy, huh? I guess we could go this way, just for fun. Whoops. Go, 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 it's your turn. People think I'm gonna stupidly, everyone's using iPads now to sell restaurants. Pretty interesting. I used to hang out in this kind of area when I was young and single. Now, ooh, excuse me, my lecherous eyes have spotted a young lady. Women always look great from far away. Actually, all humans look great from far away. Even I look great from far away. Maybe. Let's see. Hold on. I really should have a head cam, but I forgot my strap today. So, whew. Hello, hello. This used to be a big department store. Now it's a big pachinko. So let's go back to the update as we go through this colorful part of town. So yes, they increased the labor-inducing medicine drip a couple hours ago, and she emailed me. She said they just increased it. There used to be a big bookstore here called Maruzen, which is now gone. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Okay. Excuse me for the moving around here, guys. Some people are going to complain, oh, I got sick watching this. Don't complain. Jesus Christ. Why guys complaining? I'm always complaining. So they did that. Oh, we both have the same idea, huh? So one of the effects, I don't know what causes what, but her situation is she now has high blood pressure and her body is not retaining protein, which is bad, and she is swollen. Her body's swollen. Mukumu is to swell up. Mukunderu means she's swollen up. Mukumi is the swelling mukumi. It's pretty bad right now. And what happens is, if it continues, it's bad for the baby, right? The protein, baby's not getting protein, and the high blood pressure is bad for her. Her kidneys kind of are stressed out by her current situation, so that's not good either, right? So what's going to happen is, in the next few hours, and maybe even the next day, they will see how well she does, and hopefully she'll give, she'll go into labor and she'll have natural childbirth, or shizen bunben. So get around this guy. I can't ring the bell because I got this camera in my hand just for you guys. And if that doesn't work, they will do teo sekai, or as we said before, C-section or cesarean section. Right. This guy stopped. Thank you very much for stopping there. Hey, little kid. Hey, little kid. There's a foreigner. Must have thought I was weird. I should have a light on this bike, but I don't. By the way, if you're ever to this building, there's a really nice little tiny park in the back where you can go and kiss, smooch. I went back there and I smooched once a long time ago. Back in the day when smooching was on the menu. Now, of course, I don't know why we went behind there to smooch. Actually, we just went there behind there just to look around. And then the moment hit us. And now I don't even remember her name. Yep. That's the story of my life. The history, I guess. Let's see, a little nice wine restaurant here. No, cheap. Tully's Coffee. Oh yes. So today we met was a beautiful young lady named Kelly, and her channel is named Strawberry Mochi. We met her with Tomoko, another beautiful young lady, and Kazuko, another beautiful young lady, and Regan, which is good. We had a little cup of coffee and some vegetarian burgers. It was quite delicious. Oh, I forgot to pay Tomoko for the burger. Damn it. Tomoko, I'm sorry. But you still owe me for Mully's t-shirt, so we can call it even. How about that? Anyway. Whoa. Let's see. I'll tell you what, I'm going to cross traffic like a gangsta. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to be crushed by taxis. Here we go. I'm in the middle of traffic here. Yes. This is how we work. This is how we ride. Actually, this is how I ride. No, this is how I roll. That's the expression, not how I ride. But I'm riding and rolling. So the expression is still valid. This is how I roll. I like teaching shit like that to students. But of course they sound kind of silly when they say things like that. That's how I roll. For example, I taught a student that expression. And then we were at a izakaya. We were at a restaurant later. And I said, how do you want to pay, cash or credit card? He said, I'm going to pay with cash because that's how I roll. Which I suppose is correct, but a bit overly dramatic, don't you think? There's not a church there. They have weddings. Fake Western weddings. Let's see. Ikobayo. Well, the buses didn't idle here anymore. I think there's some places where the buses don't idle. Let's see. This is the Hilton Hotel, which is very nice. If you go up to the top there, there's a really nice place to have drinks. I've had quite a few dates up there. Back in the day, again, I mentioned back in the day. Not too exciting here. Okay, there's Yamachan's. There's another Yamachan over there. See? Yamachan. Love Yamachans. Now, that's the situation now. The thing about the hospital is that I think we have to pay, like, even with insurance and everything, it's still 22,000 yen a day, which is actually not that bad, but it adds up. It's been a week now. So this week I've been missing work. I missed all of Monday, which was a big day for me, but I canceled all the Monday classes. So that kind of sucked. Except for the night class. I went to the night class, did one class. But just so you guys know what it costs. Well, guys always ask me about people in wheelchairs. Look at that, the girl was in a wheelchair. The woman was in a wheelchair, right? So if you come to Japan in a wheelchair, you can. People ask me about that. Yes, you can do it. You can come to Japan in a wheelchair, guys. Yeah, so this week, I guess I better start worrying about money, huh? $1,400 in just hospital stay. That's not going to include the approximate $3,000 it costs to actually give birth to the kid. Well, that's what they charge, you know. I still think we should have had it in a taxi. Should have done that in a taxi, right? Hold on. Here we go. Does that look cool? I'm just skating around. La, 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 la. So, and then, but the government gives you back quite a bit. So I think the government will return a couple thou at least. At least $2,000 comes back. So far I'm looking at $4,000 out, $2,000 in. And I plan not to buy any baby clothes for the first year, because what kid doesn't need clothes, right? Just wrap a blanket and a towel around them, right? I mean, really do like the Chinese people do. They just they have no diapers. They just let them shit everywhere. Is that racist to say? No, it's not racist. It's a It's just an example of my ignorance. No, but I've seen, have you guys ever seen those pictures of Chinese people? Chinese people, they're still like animals. I say that so strange, like they're a different species. Sometimes you see Chinese on the internet, on the subway, and the kid will be strapped to their back, right? Tied to the back, and there's nothing to hold. There's no diapers, right? There's no bottom. The baby's just sitting there with his butt bare to the world, right? And the kid will take a poop right there, you know, in the street and everything. Yeah, there's some weird shit out there, man. But you know, if it were in nature, it would be fine. Well, we wouldn't even blink an eye. Like in Peru, you'd have Indian women, kids would be strapped to their back. They just poop on public like dogs and stuff. I mean, but the thing is, there's grass everywhere, so it's not that big a deal. However, whoops, I better turn this camera around so you guys can see where we're going, so you can be freaked out by my bad driving. This guy's got a gold watch. Look at that. See that? Gold flashy watch. But the interesting thing about China is that it's modernized so quickly that I think some of the mentality is still like country bumpkin mentality. They're not used to, you know, behaving, so to speak, in the same way that we are. So it's not fair to say they are uncivilized or backwards. It's just that they're behaving the way, you know, their generation of people would behave, and they're not aware that there's a different way to behave in cities, which is kind of bullshit, because I mean that's our decision, right? I mean, we city dwellers, which is what we are now, that's what we've decided, right? We've decided there are certain rules to how you should behave in the city, and certain country people don't know how to do that. And the same, you know, in Peru there's a certain okay, here's a bizarre thing about this. Is all over the world, right? All over the world, people, the populace gravitates to the biggest city because they want jobs, especially poor countries, right? So like if you go to Peru, the biggest city is Lima, so that's where all the possible jobs are. That's where people's dreams are, right? Go to New York City, go to Lima, get a good job, that kind of stuff. Get money. There's a great TED Talks about some guy who in Thailand who comes from a small country town. He comes from a small country town, country village, and goes to the big city and studies hard to become something, and then realizes that it's just a big waste of time, that he ends up having to work really, really hard for almost nothing. And he'd be better off just going back and becoming a farmer, and he can spend the time that he would have spent doing a 9-to-5, he can spend much better just building a house. He says it took him like 3 months to build a house. It would have taken, and his friend who got a proper job, whoa, look at this bus behind me, do that, I'm about to be crushed by a bus. It took him, it's taking him years to buy a house. And he's on a TED Talk. I gotta find that. It's a really good TED Talk. You know who recommended that to me? Regan's a little Buddha, man. He's a little sage. He's got he's got the most valuable thing you can have, time. So he has time to look up stuff to make himself look real smart. Of course, am I going the right way? Actually, I don't remember now. I think I am. I think I have to go up one street here. This is Nagoya Station. Yeah. I'm gonna go this way and then take a left somewhere to go to Niseki Buin, I think. To go to the hospital. Anyway. How's this camera doing, by the way? This is being filmed at 1080p at 60 frames per second. So where were we? The waste of, oh yeah, people gravitate. So yeah, so these rules that we come up with, you know, about proper ways to behave are kind of arbitrary, of course. Like don't spit on the sidewalk, don't squat and smoke and shit like that. Of course, don't shit on the sidewalk. But look at this. Look at these fancy people here. What the hell's going on here? Something real fancy happening here. I don't know. What's happening? Oh. don't know what that is. That's pretty fancy. And then there's a little kappa. Okay. I'm gonna run the red light here. This guy's on the phone, talking on the phone while driving, which I cannot criticize at the moment because I'm vlogging and riding my bicycle, which is equally dangerous. Except I can't really kill somebody with my bicycle. Well, I suppose I could, like a really old person. Or knock someone down, they hit their head and then they die. Let's see. Anyway, what's next? What's next? Yeah, so in Peru, in Lima, all the country folks come, and they're called, what are they called? I forgot what they're called. Ah, there's a kind of a derogatory word for all the hillbillies that come over in the country. But anyway, the point is, Peru, the Lima, Peru is flooded with all these basically Indians, right? What the hell are they called? It starts with an S. I don't want to say senderos, but I forgot what they're called. Anyway, and it's bad. And then they don't know how to act, and then all the sophisticated, arrogant city people put them down for behaving like country bumpkins. You know, and not obeying the arbitrary rules that slowly came about. Which is not to say that we don't need rules for a living, but we shouldn't be arrogant about it. We should just teach people, okay, now you live in a city, so you should do this instead of that. Right, that kind of stuff. Now I gotta find Niseki Byoin. That's a pretty interesting restaurant. It's an Indian restaurant. I think I didn't have time. I can't turn around and look and drive without possibly killing myself. So. Running the red light like this guy. Gotta ask somebody. You better ask somebody. You better ask somebody. Let's see. Oh, foreigners. Excuse me, do you know where Niseki Byoin is by any chance?
Niseki Byoin. Oh yeah, you just keep going
close,
straight.
Right?
Yeah, keep going straight until you have to go
if I get close to it, I'll find it.
4 or 5 lights down.
Okay, great.
And then it's on that side.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Right, good night. Ah, that was interesting. 4 or 5 lights down.